There's Noxie. You. Ah!
This is Kate and Clyde's tree farm. Yeah. No, like this. Yeah.
Hey everybody, welcome back to Kate and Clyde Tree Farm. One of the big reasons that we picked a tree farm as one of our investment ways for the kids' college fund was there's a lot of upfront work and then a lot of downtime. So we're here in the summer, we've got our water set up, and in our downtime, we like to go camping. So this is a 2001 Coachman Class C motorhome that we bought last summer, and we've been renovating it. We took a long road trip last summer all the way to Maryland. We went through the Smoky Mountains and eventually made it all the way up to Maryland. This summer, we're going to get a little more aggressive with our trip, and our plan is 2 weeks from now, us and the kids will be in here heading to Flathead Lake, Montana, just south of Glacier National Park in northern Montana. One of the projects we decided to take on before we left for Montana this year is figuring out how to have both kids sleep up here in the Overcab bed. At one point when we first got in the motorhome, we saw a picture on Pinterest that had a kid's mattress here and a kid's mattress here and a ladder in the middle. So the first thing we did was to source 2 crib mattresses. We had one already. We put an ad on Facebook Marketplace or on Facebook asking if anyone had a spare one that we could recycle for in here. So we put those up, one here and one here originally, and then immediately realized that whichever kid drew the short straw and had to sleep here wasn't going to be able to see the TV from here. So at that point we realized we were probably going to have to scoot both mattresses up against each other. And Maddie and Knox are 2 and 4 and a boy and girl. So asking them to sleep right next to each other and expecting anyone to get a good night's sleep probably wasn't going to work. So I'll show you what we've come up with as our solution to that. And this kind of gives them both a place of privacy and their own sort of blocked off space in the camper that's just theirs. So we made these dividing walls out of MDF here, and you can see the contact paper that Maddie picked out with her flowers here. So the crib mattress goes here with all her bedding on it, and then we will slide this divider up here right next to it. And if you've ever seen the kid gates or have one of the kid gates that goes in front of the stairs or a room you don't want them in, there's these feet that screw out and are adjustable. So I actually stole these off of our gate on our stairs inside when Lyd was gone, and it wasn't great when she came back. But these really get the job done. So you just unscrew these out as these feet come to make contact with the ceiling up here, and at the bottom here we have this cushion which provides kind of that up force here. So when we do this and set it up, it provides a pretty rigid divider here. We have another one over here. In these overhead cabs, the profile of the roof is a little wonky. You have a straight diagonal here, and then as you get to the bottom you take this radius across the first right over here. So what we did to get this pattern of the roof was we just took a big Amazon box, which we're getting a lot of recently, made a big rectangle here to this shorter dimension that would go all the way into that window, and we took pieces of cardboard, ran them up to the roof, and then taped them off. So what we were left with was a bunch of small pieces of cardboard all this way, which showed us at every 2 to 3 inches the height, the extra height that we needed to apply to the rectangle here. And then we drew that pattern out on a piece of MDF, use a jigsaw to cut it out. And I'll show how we mounted these little feet on here. So all it is, and we ended up buying replacements for the ones that I stole for inside. They're about $10 on Amazon. So we just screwed a hole directly into the end grain of this MDF here. And then this fits right down in it, doesn't thread. And this nut right here is what's responsible for holding it there and being what you thread in and out of. So when we want to take it down, we simply press on the top, screw this in a little bit, and then we can stow these up here when we're on the road or the beds aren't set up. If you end up doing this project and cutting your dividers out of MDF, just be aware that the MDF is really porous and rough when you first get it. One of the sides is a little rougher when you bring it home from the hardware store. So what we did was we put down the Kills oil-based primer on here, somewhat thick, and then came back and sanded it down. The Kills has two purposes. One, it makes it much smoother to apply the contact paper to, so the contact paper won't bubble and start to flake off. And the other thing that it does is it seals these end caps right here, which are prone to swelling if they ever get water on them or anything. So it applies a seal, which will keep that from happening in the future.